Hello, it is August, and that means August video and art. And it's going to be a little different this month because I have a story that goes along with my art. I don't know how great of a storyteller I am, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not in my closet. I hope you can tell that I don't sound weird. I probably always sound weird, but I don't sound that weird. So that's great. Coffee, sketchbook, let's go. We're just gonna start with the sketches here. It's weird. Okay, it's very weird. It is a whole page of ghost chickens. Okay. Just gonna get that out of the way. So story is I had a sound happen in my room and I didn't know what the heck it was, and it really freaked me out. And I was just picturing any number of horrifying things in the room with me, and they weren't chickens, but we'll figure that out later. I'll let you know. But anyway, I was kind of like just picturing just something dark and, I don't know why the only thing I think is terrifying little girl in the corner of a room. I don't know. But yeah, so chicken, long scraggly hair, weird chicken peeking over the edge of the bed. This middle one is more horrifying than it needs to be because the eyes started running, so it's like it's a mess and it's extra scary. And then, okay, the other one, I was gonna draw something in like the corner of the wall, but I'm like, this just gonna look like a ball of hair. So I was like, okay, why don't we do like a picture frame, and the hair chicken is hanging out behind the photo and its beak like poked through the photo. It's weird. It's okay. It's weird. I know. And then the next thing I did was the middle chicken ghost here. Chicken wearing a sheet, a blanket, whatever you want. And I am kind of in love with that photo. So good. So I really wanted to keep him in, I was like, he's perfect. I need to just scan him and he's done. But then, I wanted to put him in a frame. But I'm like, okay, well, I have the art already around him, so it's either going to be like, oh, ghost just standing on a white background, which seems boring, or I take him and draw him on a different piece of paper, which is very sad because I really like him. I know there's a lot of issues with the fabric drapery. I didn't really look. I didn't make my own reference with some drapery or anything. I didn't look up anything. So it is odd, but I do like the oddness, and I know it's a little too perfect around the bottom, it's like a circular tablecloth situation. I feel like it needs to be a little more scraggly, which is kind of like what I did with the side chickens. But anyway, I am going to transfer the chicken to a different sketchbook, brand new sketchbook actually, and I'm hoping I can trace it. I do have a light thing that I'm gonna put under it, but the paper, this paper is not super thin, and the paper I'm putting it on is not very thin, so I don't know how well it's gonna work, but I'm gonna be hopeful, maybe, that I can trace him because he's so good. I just need the bottom hem of the tablecloth thing to be a little more uneven, and then it will be perfect. Okay, but that's kind of that's the whole idea, okay? So, ghost chicken I'm not going to do anything crazy in the background. It's probably I just want a dark background, and I guess I could just have scanned him and put him on a separate gray background, but then, then it's not all drawn together. Does it make sense? No. That's just how I'm thinking it needs to work. Okay, I need to draw him. I don't know why it's a him, because I'm thinking chicken is a girl. I could be wrong. But chicken might exclusively be girl. But I'm calling him a him, so... Okay. This is why I don't go in my closet. This is when I'm not in my closet. More normal, which happens to also be very weird. So, what was I talking about? Chicken Man. The chicken man. The male chicken. So I'm gonna draw him with a dark background. That's all. And then I'm gonna scan him and I'm gonna print him. Might not have the best paper for printing. I didn't think about that either. Just all kinds of problems. Okay, well, the framing aspect might not happen. I hope it happens, but it might not happen. Not sure. At least not right now. But he will be transferred to a different sketchbook, and I gotta find some of those markers. I have like 6 of those like alcohol markers. The blue one was very much running low, which I think kind of made this look really cool. Which again, it's like the next marker I use is not going to be running low because they're like brand new. But yeah, I guess I should just stop talking and just start working on the art, and then I will give you my little story that I hope I am decent at telling, because I don't know how great I am at storytelling. I kind of tend to go on a lot of side roads when storytelling, so we'll see how well it works. I wanted to do it, so it doesn't matter whether it's good or bad. Alright, just in case I need to do this before I'm finished, I am working on the background right now. The ghost chicken, moaning chicken, he looks good. I'm going to add colored pencil to kind of like finalize everything, but I do like him. I think he's looking very nice. The background, I don't know about quite yet. I did not have that big of a variety of gray colors for the background, and I'm not really that amazing with markers, so I don't really know how to like make the colors blend together. I mean, these are like the 2 closest I have that match, and they do not match very well at all, so I'm hoping to blend that a little bit better with pencil, but I don't know how well it will work out. He's just got kind of like a spotlight situation going on right now, which is okay. I kind of cleaned it up because I was worried that it was not going to blend very well, so I made like more of like a perfect circle around him. But yeah, I'm not mad at him. He's looking good. His background's a little weird, but it's okay. I think I'm gonna put a shadow under him, like he's standing there. He's not gonna be floating. He's not real. He's not a real ghost. He's an imposter. Okay. So I need to put a shadow under him. I guess you'd probably do a shadow anyway, huh? Even if he was floating, but the shadow's gonna be directly under his feet. So, but yeah, need to add pencil, and hopefully it's gonna help the background. It will definitely help him. He looks pretty good right now, but I do want to work with, that pen. I'm gonna try that crayon too that I have. We'll see. I might add some of that, like the blue-green crayon, and see what I can do with that. I don't know. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna mess with the background a little bit more. Alright, can I tell a story? Let's find out. So, this chicken, ghost chicken, moaning chicken artwork came about because I was getting ready for bed, and I had just laid down, pulled covers up, and was just about to like close my eyes, and I hear this very human like moan in the room with me. I kind of sit there in silence for a second, thinking, what did I just hear? Trying to figure out, okay, what could it have been, running through all the scenarios there, and I couldn't conclude anything other than this was a human sound. So I audibly, I think I was like, what the fuck, or something. And my husband, snoring beside me, dog also snoring, was not either of them. The husband, he's snoring, okay. I said, what the fuck? And he just immediately stops snoring, sits up, and goes, what was that? And then just every hair on my body was standing up at that point, like, oh my god, it was like, ugh, oh my gosh, it was not just me that heard that. It was, actually, I don't think, so I was like, okay, well, now I'm starting to get even more freaked out because somebody else heard that. Like, okay, maybe somebody's in the room. Oh, it's okay. I said the dog was snoring. I don't know for sure she was snoring. The husband was, absolutely. But the dog, because I'm not sure if it was because we were talking or because she heard the sound. In the moment it was like, oh, she heard the sound. But she, she's laying in between us and her face is towards, our feet. And she gets up, flips around, and lays down and shoves her head under his pillow. I'm like, well, that just made me feel 1,000 times worse. Like, why did she do that? And, so I was just like, totally, I was about to cry. He is like, I thought it was a sound outside, like rustling. I'm like, no, I heard a moan. And then I think he said like, oh, great. Something like that. So yeah, I'm about to cry. Just kind of sitting there, hyperventilating, just kind of sitting there, breathing's like, could not catch my breath. And then I hear it again. And it sounds less human this time and more like the rubber chicken that was buried in the sheets, right next to my leg. So when I laid down, I must have just barely just touched it enough to where it just let out this sound that did not sound like a rubber chicken. It was very human. Where, when you're not anticipating something, a sound, and then you hear it, it's like you're gonna hear whatever you want to hear probably. But I was very, very freaked out. And so that kind of just inspired my lovely little sketchbook spread and artwork for this month. My little rubber chicken man ghost. I was picturing just a demon, a ghost, murdered little child. I don't know. I don't know what I thought was in that room. Like, I don't believe in things like that. And in that moment, I was like, okay, well, maybe I do. I'm like, there's not a serial killer in this house, so what is it? I guess there could have been, but usually the dog would alert to something like that. Like another person being in the house, but she did not. She buried her head under the covers. So, yeah. But yeah, that was just like my 5 minutes of ghosts are real. And yeah, that is my little story. He's done, and he's very cute. I really like how just messy, I guess, the sheet, blanket, whatever he's wearing looks, compared to like the sketch. I loved how like airy the sketch was, and the drapery just seemed very delicate, and I was like, okay, I really want to like transfer that to the new one. I did not do a very good job with that. I think it's probably, just my marker placement and using the pencils definitely changed that. So anyway, it's not like the sketch, but I do like him equally. I think equally I really like the sketch. He definitely gives more ghost-like in the sketch, and he gives more my intended purpose, I think, in the final drawing. He's a chicken. He's wearing a piece of fabric. So I think the idea gets more across in the actual sketch. Drapery, I really didn't look up a lot of reference or made my own reference because that's what I usually prefer to do. So, the drapery's not great. I don't think it's great. But the thing about drapery is it doesn't really always make a lot of sense. And that's okay. And so, yes, I think it works. I do like him. So the scanning him, putting him in a frame is not going to work. I'm going to put that on a list of things that I need to do, and I will film it. But it's not going to happen right now because I do not have paper to print this on. I have basic paper, nobody wants to print on that. And then frame it, So he's going to stay beautiful in the sketchbook for now. I named him the Moaning Ghost Chicken. So that is his name, and he is finished, and I am done. And now I have to figure out if I can paste this. And now I have to figure out if I can paste the sketch page back into the book, because if you noticed, I had to rip it out because I couldn't trace it on my book with it in the other sketchbook. So anyway, I'll put it back in. It'll be okay. I wouldn't do that for a really nice sketchbook like the one I did draw this one in. I would not do that, but just for a basic sketchbook, I was like, it's fine. I'll just rip it out and put it back. But yeah, that's it. My beautiful little ghost. He's very scary season, fall. He's ahead of his time, but it works. And for September, I do have a plan already for doing a dream-inspired art piece. I'm hoping I can do it because it's gonna be interesting trying to draw what I need to draw, and you will figure it out, I guess, in the next video. I'm gonna stop talking now, so bye.